Hi everybody, this is John Fellenstein, Professor Polymer from the University of Akron's Akron Global Polymer Academy with another daily demo. Today we're going to talk about a property of polymers called cross-linking. Now polymers are molecules that represent themselves in these long chains of repeating units. Okay, and here's an example of a chain, a model of a polymer molecule. So every single piece of this molecule is identical and they repeat. So the individual pieces are what we call a monomer, and the entire length of the molecule is called a polymer molecule. Now some molecules can have as many as 10,000 repeating units. So we use models to help us understand how they look and behave. Here's another example of a polymer molecule. Now in this case, it's just one of those little metal bead chains. All right, so each individual bead represents one of those monomers, and then they repeat along this long chain. Now sometimes what we can do with polymer molecules is we can add another material to them to make them behave in a little bit different manner. And what we call this is cross-linking. All right, cross-linking. So if you remember my original polymer molecule, the purple chain, right? So I have a different model here. This one is a model with purple polymer links and then yellow cross links. So it sort of looks like the rungs on a ladder. Now that's going to cause the molecule to behave a little bit differently, okay? And so another way that we can demonstrate that is if we use these bead chains. And if I have two of them, I can hold them up, right? And so they're individual and they're separate. But if I bring in and I introduce some of these really small, really strong magnets into these bead chains, I can change the way that they interact. So we're going to place a magnet right there. And then we're going to place another one right here. Usually I have a volunteer help me with this. And we'll place another one here. And then we'll place another one here. And we'll keep going until we have all of these magnets placed on these chains. All right. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Whoa, wait a minute. Yes. So now my chains are connected with these little magnets, and they're not free to move independently because they've been cross-linked. So that is only two chains that have been put together. But if we have a whole bunch of chains, maybe 25 chains and 25 magnets, then this is what it sort of looks like on the molecular level. And it's a very jumbled mess. If you kind of think of a plate of cooked spaghetti, that's what polymer molecules sort of look like. Alrighty, one of the very best ways that we can demonstrate cross-linking in polymers is to make cross-linked polymer putty. CLPP, I call it. Some people call it slime, but I don't. I call it CLPP, cross-linked polymer putty. We're going to start with some ingredients that you can get pretty much anywhere. So Elmer School Glue, you can buy this at Walmart, as well as some powdered borax. Now what I do with the borax is I mix it into a saturated solution and I add a little bit of color to it. So my borax looks like this, and my glue looks like this. Now it looks a little bit runny because I dilute it with a 1-to-1 ratio. So it's equal parts of water as well as glue. So are you ready to cross-link a polymer? Let me get some stuff out of the way here. Alrighty, so we have our glue, we have our polymer. This is about a 3-to-1 ratio here, all right? Dump that in. We've got a stirring stick and we're going to stir. And it takes about 100 vigorous stirs. So we stir like crazy until everything shows up on the stick. And at some point, the cup is going to start to come clean, and you'll be able to see all of the polymer coming off of the sides of the cup. So for my purposes, I say that a clean cup means you've made perfect putty. So we keep stirring and stirring until we've got the sides of the cup that are clean. Looks like we might not get there completely. Keep stirring, keep stirring, keep stirring. But eventually we will have a long gooey mess that we can take off of the cup. And now I have my cross-linked polymer putty. Okay, it's really cool stuff. It's a little cold, all right? This reaction is slightly endothermic, so we need a little bit of heat to make it work. That's why we have to stir so vigorously. So here's the putty that I just made, CLPP. It's very, very, very stretchy. I'd like to show you some examples that I made earlier as well. So I had some different glue. This was clear glue, and I mixed it with my blue. It was tainted orange, and I mixed it with my blue borax, so it came out looking like this. All right, pretty cool. Then I have some blue clear glue that I also mixed with the blue borax. So once again, we stretch it, pull it slowly, and it will stretch, but if we pull it quickly, it splits. So I made several batches of polymer putty that were different colors, and I put them in one cup and made a CLPP parfait. Have a great day. Stay safe out there. This is Professor Polymer, and we'll see you soon. Bye.